Good morning.
Good morning.
Please join us and stand by singing Welcome Here.
Someone's hissing.
One.
Cheryl says she can't hear.
Change your mic.
Oh, oopsie. Hello, hello. YouTube. Good morning to Sylvie, and good morning to Cheryl, and good morning to everyone who I cannot see on Facebook right now. And usually on YouTube, we have Lana and Jess and Phil and Pam and Ellen and Ann. Welcome. We're glad you are here, and everyone else who I cannot see this morning. We have Kimberly's not here this morning, right? Kimberly, you're not in here, are you? Kimberly Prescott is our new volunteer social media manager. She's fairly new to the community, which is why you haven't heard her name yet. And if you're on Facebook and you have seen some of those posts going up, that's Kimberly's work. And she is also working on other things to get us more seen out there in the world. And she reminded me that we should have people checking in or ask people to check in on Facebook. So if you are familiar with Facebook, have an account, and feel comfortable in doing so, we invite you to take your phone out and just check in at Unity of Stuart if that's something you would like to do. And whether you do that or not, we invite you to silence your cell phones. All right. Well, hopefully everybody knows that you're in church right now, Sandy, so your phone won't ring. But when you sit down, you might want to silence it. All right. As always, we have with us our Joyful Noise Band and Choir. And who said that? Yay?
Calm down.
And today, our special music will be led by Doreen Pariber with her original song, making its debut here at this service. It's called?
Gift in My Hand.
Yes. So Doreen said, "Who is what?" I've said this before. There's no problem without a gift in your hands. So she called me up. She said, "I wrote a song based on that. Was that your line?" I said, "No, I borrowed it, and it's from a Richard Bach book, Illusions. If you have never heard of it, you should get it. It's a good book." All right, where was I? First-timers. If you're a first-timer today present in the sanctuary and you would like to receive a welcome packet that has a wealth of information in it, Ricky and or John will be happy to give you a welcome packet. So if you're in the room and you would like a welcome packet and feel comfortable raising your hand, please do that right now so they can see you and give you a welcome packet. No takers? Okay. If you are in the room and have not raised your hand and would like a welcome packet, you can still grab one on the way out. And so can anyone else that is here, no matter how long you have been here. If you'd like to get a welcome packet, just to have one or to give out to a friend who you might like to invite to Unity of Stuart, feel free to pick up a welcome packet on your way out. Online, if you would like to receive a welcome packet, you can email us at admin@unityofstuart.org, and we will be happy to send you a welcome packet. Of course, put welcome packet in the subject and give us your address, and we'll be happy to send you one. If you take a welcome packet when you leave and you would like a free gift, fill out the form to get on our email newsletter list. And Marlis is at the podium today, and she will be happy to give you a gift. We are serving some cookies and some goodies, if there are any left, because a bunch of us were back there this morning sampling them to make sure that they were tasty for you. So if you would like to join us for some coffee and some cookies and maybe some cake, I don't know if there's any left, come early next week. You can join us in the kitchen. Also, I am going to just bring this slide up right now. If you'd like to help out in the kitchen with making coffee and putting out some cookies and sometimes the coffee cake, you can sign up on the information table for one time a month. 2 people would be great for each Sunday of the month. It's just making coffee, putting out some cookies, and cleaning that up. And please sign up to do that. Most importantly, beyond all of that, not the prayer chaplains, although they're very important. Most importantly, we are a welcoming, affirming, positive path of spirituality. Everyone is welcome here. Not only are you welcome, but you are affirmed, and you honor us with your presence. So thank you all for being here and for being the church. We do indeed have prayer chaplains on duty every Sunday. Today, our prayer chaplain on duty is Nancy Bach. Nancy, please stand wherever you are. And you will know her. If you can't remember her beautiful hair and her face, you will know her by her white stole. And she will be in the sanctuary after service if you would like some personal prayer. And if you don't know what that entails, it is simply you'll sit with Nancy, and she'll ask you your name and what your prayer request or intention is. And then she will spend a couple of minutes praying with you over what your intention is. And she will hold that prayer in the highest confidence. And then what happens with that prayer is that it goes off to silent unity. If you put it in the prayer box, it goes off to silent unity, and they will pray over it there for 30 days. You can also call Silent Unity Prayer Line. You can also send a prayer here, and we will put it in the prayer box for you. And moving on as we talk about prayer, and by the way, Unity was founded on prayer, and what's coming up Thursday, September 14th, is our Unity World Day of Prayer, and our prayer chaplains will be in the sanctuary all day, starting at 10 o'clock, 10 to 7 p.m. It's simply the sanctuary will be open for prayer all day. There'll be some music, and I'm not quite sure if there'll be any refreshments. I don't think there will be. No refreshments, so sorry. And but they'll be here. You can just sit in silence and meditate, and there will be somebody in the room with you. And at about 6 o'clock, the Unity Prayer Chaplain team will have a short service, and then they will be available for personal prayer after that. So that's on September 14th. So if you have a bulletin in your hand, inside that bulletin is this. This is a World Day of Prayer request form. And so what I invite you to do is you can fill that out just with the names of people you would like the prayer chaplains to hold in prayer that day. And so they will just have these here that day, and they'll just hold them, they'll read them, and that's what they will do. And then they will go into our prayer box for additional prayer. So if you'd like to fill that out today, you can just fill that out, fold it up, and put it in the prayer box. And they will take them out and have them in the sanctuary on World Day of Prayer. I think I covered all of that. one more thing about prayer. If you would like a monthly prayer call from our prayer chaplains, sign up at the information table, or you can email our prayer chaplain coordinator, Amy Neff, at soliveit.amy, without the E in live. And Tuesday meditation, live on Facebook at 10 a.m. Every Tuesday with Cheryl Roby, our spiritual teacher and Reiki master. And coming up this coming week that's Friday night, yes? August 25th, our first Connected Souls concert in a couple of months. And that's great music, great company, sweet treats, and optional dancing in the aisles. So, Doreen, what do you have to say?
Like I always say,
Come closer to the microphone.
the hot mic. So
Okay.
it's in the church, but it's not church music. So for any of your friends who don't come here, who think they're coming to hear church hymns, they're not. So it's popular music. This one's actually a pretty rockin' set. So, but I do have little flyers that are outside on your way out if you want to take them as a reminder, and or take one and give to a friend, because we would love to bring people in from outside of Unity as well.
All right, Jerry, you want to do something about Reni's mic? Reni's mic in the room is hot. Is mine as well?
Well, you're coming through her mic.
She's coming through my mic?
Check.
Oh.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
Friday night, August 25th. Be here or be... Yeah. Thank you. All the elders in the room. All right. So, we are using the book Essential Spirituality by Roger Walsh in these few weeks to deepen our spiritual practice. I'm going to say this again in the lesson. Get this book, would you? It is a great book. You can get it on Kindle. You can get it used. You can get it from your favorite bookseller. You don't have to shop at Amazon if that's against your religion. But it is a really wonderful book of spiritual practices. And he shares from all the world religions. And so I invite you to join me today as we move into our dedication in dedicating this service to our awakening so that together we may serve and awaken all beings. Have you ever said to yourself or to others, I am my own worst enemy? Sometimes we find ourselves in a state of mental turmoil, and we feel that if we could only get ourselves out of the way, everything would be all right. When we feel like this, we need to make peace with ourselves. Instead of condemning ourselves and becoming depressed or despairing, we need to know that even though we have fallen short of expressing the wisdom and love that we should like to express, there is always a new beginning at hand for us. The self that seems to fall short, to fail, is not the real self of us. The real self of us, the image and likeness of God's self of us, cannot fail. Relax and know that your thoughts and feelings are brought into harmony by the power of Spirit as you. I am thy perfect child. I surrender my thoughts, emotions, desire to thee, and I am blessed. And we breathe and settle into this time of conscious connection with Spirit, into this time of service and celebration, into this time of teaching and music and spiritual community. And we open our hearts and minds to the gifts that are here for us today. And we allow ourselves to be blessed. We allow our emotions to settle. And we surrender all of it to Spirit as we allow ourselves to be here now. I surrender my thoughts and emotions to Spirit, and I am peaceful. And so it is. Amen. And let's affirm that together. I surrender my thoughts and emotions to Spirit, and I am peaceful. And now let's just take that in for a moment and just be open to the peace that comes when we do surrender our thoughts and emotions to Spirit. And let's affirm that together one more time. Together. I surrender my thoughts and emotions to Spirit, and I am peaceful. Let's take that deep breath. And so it is. Amen. And let's continue with that peace as we prepare for prayerful meditation by singing Be Still. And once again, we take some deep, conscious breaths. And I invite you to take at least 3 of those. For the breath helps us settle in, grounds us here right in our bodies. Reminds us of who we are at depth. The breath, the life of Spirit. Dropping our shoulders, releasing any tension that we might be holding. Check in with your forehead, with your hands, with your feet. Anywhere else that might need release. I invite you to bring your attention from your head to your heart. And imagine for a moment that your heart is acting like one of your lungs. Breathing in an expansion and breathing out in a bit of contraction. Breathing in, expanding your heart, and allowing that expansion to stay as your breath regains its natural rhythm. Knowing that the power and the presence of Holy Spirit, holy breath, moves in and through your heart, your mind, your body, enlivening every muscle, every tissue, every cell, as we settle into this time of prayerful meditation. As we begin, one of my favorites, the loving kindness, metta meditation. And first we focus on self. So I invite you to become aware of self by surrounding yourself in a white light or whatever color makes sense to you, seeing yourself in this egg or oval, if you will, of light. And allow the words you hear to become your own. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. And I invite you to imagine, to picture someone in front of you that is an acquaintance or someone you don't know very well at all. Could be someone you just maybe see every day on your walk, or someone you see in the grocery store, a neighbor, your mail person. And just see them in front of you and extend that oval of light around this person as well. And allow my words to become your own as we affirm, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. And release that person from the light. Keep on the light around you. And bring into your awareness someone that you love. Person, animal. Someone that you love. As we affirm, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. And release that person from your oval of light. And now I invite you to bring into your awareness, into this light, someone that you are not liking right now. You can do it. Bring that person into the light. And affirm, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. Take a deep breath. And one more time. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. And now for our planet and for all those alive upon it. every tree, every insect, every animal, fish, birds, every person. You might want to zoom out into space and see our planet shining in the darkness, seeing it cooling and peaceful. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. In the quiet. And in this loving kindness, in this sacred space that we have co-created, I invite us to bring into our awareness all of those here and on our prayer list here at Unity of Stuart, and all of those that are in our minds and hearts this morning, all of those in Canada, all of those in Lahaina, all of those in California, and again, our planet, seeing each one uplifted, each one happy and well, peaceful and at ease. Knowing, let us know right now that Spirit is active in each one's life. And we stand with each person as they lift their eyes beyond the circumstances that are before them, knowing that God is greater than any situation, any circumstances. And we see them at peace. And if you'd like to speak names into this sacred space. And turning all of these prayers over into the care and keeping of the One, please join me in praying this in the name, in the nature, in the light, in the love of the indwelling Christ presence. And so it is. Amen. We're going to sing a new post-meditation song today. You may notice we've changed a bit of the words.
There is hatred
Good morning. As Reverend Jude mentioned, the song was inspired right during the service when she was talking. So when Spirit talks to me, I get my phone out and I start typing it. I didn't finish it in church, but I did finish it. Gift in my hand. It's easy to question what I don't understand when circumstances go against my plan. I look for someone I can blame, going round and round in an endless game. Yet every problem has a gift in its hand, even when my head is stuck in the sand. I need to be willing to find the light as I let go of the need to be right. Yet every problem has a gift in its hand. As I take that in, I know I'll expand like a treasure hunt, hiding from me, a blessing that I could not see. Right in my hand is the gift in my hand. I open my heart and empty my mind. I commit to compassion and being kind. Having faith and trusting my source keeps me from living with any remorse. 'Cause every problem has a gift in its hand, even when my head is stuck in the sand. I need to be willing the light as I let go of the need to be right. Yeah, every problem has a gift in its hand. As I take that in, I know I'll expand like a treasure hunt, hiding from me, a blessing that I could not see. Right in my hand is the gift in my hand. If I start to question when things go wrong, please remind me that I am strong and direct me out of a challenging maze. As I remember this simple phrase, yeah, every problem has a gift in its hand, even when my head is stuck in the sand. I need to be willing to find the light as I let go of the need to be right. Yes, every problem has a gift in its hand. As I take that in, I know I'll expand like a treasure hunt, hiding from me, a blessing that I could not see. Right in my hand is the gift in my hand, is the gift in my hand, is the gift in my hand, is the gift right in my hand.
Oh, I love that, Rini. I didn't tell you this one when we came in. That's been running through my head all weekend. The chorus
that's a
to
good
that
sign.
song. Yeah, beautiful. All right. Is that anybody's way? Is that okay if that stays there? Everybody fine with that? Okay. Okay. Essential spirituality. So last week we explored the first practice, transforming our motivation, and looking at what it looks like, or exploring what it looks like to dedicate whatever it is we're doing to a higher purpose, right? Dedicating what we're doing to a higher purpose. And then reducing attachment to what our desires are, doing what we can, and then releasing it, surrendering it all to Spirit, and letting Spirit do its work in, through, and as us. This week, we'll be looking at the second practice, cultivating emotional wisdom. You know, I want to tell you a little story about myself first. How many of you remember Martha Creek? She's been here a couple of times. Martha Creek is a coach and a, wisdom teacher. She's been around Unity for forever. She's ordained in, not as a Unity minister, but in another ordination. I can't remember which one. And who's the one that has the 4 questions? Where are you, Nancy? Byron Katie. She's trained in Byron Katie's work. But beyond all that, she is a woman of great wisdom. And the first time I met Martha Creek, she was doing a healthy congregations workshop. It was right after I got here. It was down in Jupiter, so it was like 8 years ago. And so I was sitting in the Jupiter church in their classroom, actually in their sanctuary. And we had this big book, all about healthy congregations. And she just kept talking about personal stuff, like how to handle yourself, how to show up as emotionally mature, and how to do this and do that. And I'm looking through the book, and there's nothing really in that book about that. So at the break, now I've never met her, I go up to her and I say, not for nothing, and with all due respect, when's the workshop going to start? I said, you're talking all about personal stuff, and I'm not hearing you talk about, the congregation. She said, honey, and she's Southern, she's from Tennessee. Honey, once you know how to handle yourself, you can handle a congregation no matter what comes. You can do this work no matter what comes, if you know how to handle your own emotions and your own triggers. And let me tell you, that has made all the difference in my life. Somewhere I knew that. I knew it was important to be able to be emotionally and spiritually mature. But my goodness, that has made all the difference in my ability to be a spiritual leader of any congregation, or of any family, quite frankly, to be a spiritual and emotional leader in my family and in the people around me. So pay attention. Pay attention to your emotional states. Pay attention to how you handle yourself in life. And so that's the preface to this. And even as I know that, I was preparing this lesson, and I was reminded about a phrase I've heard many times, and maybe you've heard it too. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. That's a good one, right? Is it news? Is it news to anybody? No. That phrase then reminded me of this one. I don't have to believe everything I think. That's right? And then this one came up. I don't have to react every time I'm activated or every time I'm triggered by something someone else does. I don't have to react. Isn't that something? I can feel it, but I don't have to react to it. We don't have to say yes to every argument we're invited to. We don't have to believe everything we think, and we don't have to react every time we're triggered or activated. They held a great deal of wisdom, don't they? And yet, do any of us find that easy? No, none of us find that easy. So, this practice of cultivating emotional wisdom has probably been the most important practice for me in my spiritual life, cultivating emotional wisdom. So how do we do that? How do we navigate our feelings of anger or resentment or feeling unworthy or whatever comes up for us over our growing up years, over our childhood trauma, if you will, over the things that we've been dragging around in a sack on our back, which Jung called our shadow selves, the stuff we don't want to look like, we don't want to look at. We don't want to look like it either, because that would be pretty yucky. But the things we don't want to look at in our lives. How do we do that without sweeping all those things under the rug? Like, here we come in Unity and I didn't want to come to, I've heard this, not so much lately, but I've heard this in the past. I didn't want to come to church because I was feeling so down. Come on, this is where you come when you're feeling down. You come here, right? So you can soak this up, so you can be uplifted by the love in the room. We don't have to come into church all the time shiny and happy. I guarantee you, I have not been shiny and happy every time I've come to church. Right? I was going through a divorce for a year between 2016 and 2007. I was not shiny and happy every Sunday, but guess what? I might have come in here not shiny, not happy, but I left uplifted because of you all. I left uplifted because of the energy that was in this room. So we do not have to be shiny and happy when we come in, but come in because this is a place of healing. So, where did I go there? Oh, don't sweep it under the rug. Don't sweep it under the rug. Use what you have, this spiritual community, use what you know, use a book like this to help through it. So how do we become the captain of our thoughts? How do we become our own guru when we're in that place? How do we do that? Well, we'll get there. But first, Maimonides, a 12th century Jewish sage, taught, it is well known that the emotions of the soul affect the body and produce great, significant, and wide-ranging changes in the state of health. So, emotions of the soul should be watched, regularly examined, and kept well balanced. And Walsh, in the book, tells us our emotions are an absolutely essential practice. Transforming our emotions is an absolutely essential practice. And the great religions offer 3 central approaches: to reduce painful feelings such as fear and anger, to foster helpful attitudes such as gratitude and generosity, to cultivate positive emotions such as love and compassion. Interestingly, in the book, he doesn't judge fear and anger to be negative, but painful. These feelings are painful, right? As an aside, I digress. I've seen a lot in the social media that I follow about men and feelings. So men, I'm talking to you right now. You have grown up with the idea that to have a feeling, to show a feeling is weak, right? And you may have been called, oh, don't be a woman, or don't be, a P word, or don't be that, or don't be this if you have a feeling. That's toxic for you. And not only is it toxic for you, it's toxic for women as well. That men don't shine the light on their feelings because that's what you have been taught. And that's part of the patriarchy. Right? You've got to be strong, you've got to be stoic, you've got to be this. So if nothing else, I pray for you, if you are one of those men that never wants to show a feeling, that never wants to shed a tear, to begin to look at that and shine a light on your feelings and talk to your trusted other, the trusted person, counselor, your spouse, your partner, your wife, your husband, whatever that is, and begin to connect with those. That PSA is now done. So, learning how to respond skillfully to painful emotions is crucial. It's a crucial challenge in our lives. It's, the other thing I've seen lately in my life is parents who have never looked at their painful emotions and then they begin to visit them on their children. Okay? So it's so crucial in our lives and in the lives of our children and the lives of the young people that come behind us to look at our emotions. Emotions are a part of life. They just are. For all of us, we will feel them. As children, our fear and our anger may have protected us from harm. They may have. But as adults, we have the capacity with fear and anger to do great harm if we do not learn how to work effectively with these emotions. So, We suffer from three major misconceptions about these emotions. We judge them or condemn difficult emotions as bad or evil. We ignore them or push them out of our awareness, right? No, I'm not in hell. I'm not hot. I'm not on fire, right? I put this pink light of whoop, whoop. Somebody that I know calls it being a blissinini. Being a blissinini, just ignoring whatever is going wrong. Or we indulge them, which could be even worse, or just as bad as sweeping them under the rug. We indulge or inflame them by ruminating on them, by nursing these feelings of resentment of someone who has hurt us, and then we begin to plot revenge in our mind, right? So we miss, in all of those cases, we miss the point. We miss the opportunity to see the gift in our hands. We miss the opportunity to grow and learn from the anger and the fear. Because that anger, that fear, that emotion is trying to get our attention so that we can grow through it. We can grow through it. And then we project those feelings onto everybody else, right? Oh, it's their fault. Or I'm not angry, but they sure are, right? Or I'm only angry because they are. So you might be thinking, well, what am I supposed to be? Am I supposed to be Pollyanna? What am I supposed to be? Am I supposed to sit in meditation all day? No. The great religions do place great emphasis on equanimity, right? That ability to be peaceful in all circumstances. To experience the inevitable ups and downs of life without being thrown into wild emotional swings. So Walsh tells us that the challenge is neither to suppress or indulge, but rather to explore and to learn. To explore and to learn. So let's look at fear. Mark Twain summed up the lesson with his trademark humor. He said, "My life has been filled with many misfortunes, most of which have never happened." I'm not the only one, right? No. So what is fear about? It's about living in the future, right? It's about projecting out into the future things that we don't want to happen. We don't fear reality. Well, sometimes we fear reality, but we fear more about our thoughts and fantasies about what may happen. And of course, there are things in life that will actually cause fear and even terror. But how many of us dwell on fears on a daily basis that don't happen? That don't happen. And we're not talking about avoiding our fears here. So in the book, Walsh talks about exploring our fears. And one of the exercises in the book is an exercise that gently leads us through our fear. Not judging or fixing it, but allowing the fear to be what it is, and then observing our mind and our body as it comes up. Observing it as it comes up. And then, of course, there's always the tried and true thing, which is what I usually do, is do the thing that I'm afraid of. Is feel the fear and do it anyway. But if you're not there at this point, is just allow yourself to picture yourself doing that thing that you're afraid of. And what does that feel like for you? And so a little bit more about anger and resentment. So the great traditions all teach forgiveness. And with good reason, because anger and resentment and unforgiveness can really, science tells us, can make us sick. Anger can be motivating, but we're less likely to make good judgments when we're angry. Right? Have you ever been so mad that you get up and you do something and later you go, ooh, not so sure I wanted to make that phone call, or I wanted to send that email, or I wanted to, what did I do? When I was one time angry with my ex-husband, I was so angry that I went, all right, I'm going to tell you the story. He was going away for a month on sabbatical, holiness. And I had asked him to take down a ladder. You know those ladders that have you can take it out and then bring it down. It's like, what do they call that? Expansion ladder. And it was leaning up against the house on the roof, right? So I said, honey, before you go, can you just take that ladder down and put it back, put it in the garage? Yeah, I'll do that. So he pulls out of the driveway. Bye. And I look out on the back deck. Ladder's still there. Well, boom, right on my toe. Broke my toe. Thank God it was summer. It was Albuquerque. I could wear flip-flops for 6 weeks. In anger, and I smashed my own toe. So the things that we do sometimes in anger are not good for us, right? It was instant karma, right? Spirit saying, all right, you want to do that in anger? Boom. Here's your lesson. What's that? It was his fault. Oh, that's right. It was his fault. But here's the thing. I knew enough by then not to blame him. I got it, that it was my responsibility. That it was my responsibility. So anyway, once again, I digress. Studies have found that people who carry a great deal of anger are at a greater risk of heart attack. Right? And anger and chronic stress, they say, isn't good for our memory. It affects our memory, makes our memory work less well. And here's the other thing. Studies have found that people who have thoughts of revenge leave them feeling more enraged, not less. It's not good for you to think about how you're going to get back at people. It's not good. It may feel kind of good in the moment, but it's not good. And I know a little bit about that too during the divorce. But you know what they say, what's the best revenge? Living a good life, right? Taking care of yourself, living a good life. So how do we learn to master our painful emotions? We talked about this weeks ago, maybe months ago now, and I called it then the Buddha smile. And he reprises that in this book. He just says, smile. Smile is one of the great ways to master a painful emotion. Not to push that emotion aside. We need to feel our emotions. This is true. But we can feel our emotions and then let that go and just smile. He says this is an exercise he calls moving from victim to creator. So do this right now. Take a moment to be aware how you feel. Just notice the emotions you're experiencing right now. And we did this a little bit in the loving kindness meditation. Now, think or visualize that person you like in the loving kindness meditation, who that was, the person that you like or love. And notice the emotions that arise. Now bring up the person that you brought up when I said bring up somebody you didn't like. And watch those emotions. And now simply smile. And what happens? Emotion changes, right? It's all an inside job. It's an inside job. What we focus on is what we get more of. What we focus on is what we get more of. And it helps us become more aware that other people don't make us feel any way. It's all an inside job. The Buddha taught, hate never yet dispelled hate. Only love dispels hate. This is the law, ancient and inexhaustible. Kind of reminds me of the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said it like this. The nonviolent approach does not immediately change the heart of the oppressor. It first does something to the hearts and souls of those committed to it. It gives them new self-respect. It calls up resources of strength and courage that they didn't know they had. Finally, it reaches the opponent and so stirs his conscience that reconciliation becomes a reality. Through violence, you murder the hater, but you do not murder hate. Returning violence for violence multiplies violence, adding deeper darkness to a night already devoid of stars. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And we're not just talking about physical murder here or physical violence. We're talking about the violence of our thoughts as well. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. We must meet these painful emotions with love. Love is the only force capable of turning an enemy into a friend. So another exercise to master our anger is recognizing the cost of anger. And we talked about that a little bit before, about the health cost of anger. Pay attention to your body when you're angry. Examine the tightness or the burning sensations. Examine your breath. What goes on? What goes on in your thoughts? What goes on in your body? Has your ability to reason flown out the window? So when we observe ourselves in anger, it's probably not pretty. And then when we look at what's happening to our body, what happens in our thoughts, it will become less attractive to hold on to that. And we can also communicate about anger. Now, I'm not talking about in that moment attacking that person or saying anything. Walsh doesn't use the word complain or attack. He uses the word communicate. And he means discussing the anger with someone you trust, not to complain or attack, but to understand what's going on within about that. So a good way to start that sentence would be, I am angry because I feel. Once you start a sentence with, I am angry because they, you know you're on the wrong track. I am angry because I feel. And in that way, we can begin to forgive and release. Another tool is we can recall our own mistakes. We are not perfect. We have made mistakes in our lives. Each and every one of us has done something we regret. Our actions have hurt other people in our lives. And Jesus, our master teacher, addresses this very directly when he says, why do you see the speck in your neighbor's eye but do not notice the log in your own eye? Or how can you say to your neighbor, let me take the speck out of your eye while the log is in your own eye? You hypocrite. First take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your neighbor's eye. So, it's also hard to feel angry with someone when you begin to understand them. The French have a saying, to understand is to forgive. I did a training many years ago in nonviolent communication. And the main tenet of that training was to try to see beyond the anger to the need behind it. If someone is coming at you with something, what is the need that they're trying to get met? And if you could get to the need behind whatever that is that they're presenting, and you can begin to understand, then you're halfway there to forgiveness. You're halfway there to being more at peace with that person. When we begin to understand, when we begin to cultivate emotional wisdom, we are less likely to react defensively. And my practice now, mostly, is to just be quiet. If I get activated or triggered and I want to go to that person, I take a breath and be quiet. And if somebody says to me, don't you have anything to say? I say, not yet. And I might actually say, I'm feeling triggered by this conversation and I don't want to respond right now. You're going to have to give me some time so I can calm down and respond from a much calmer place, right? People who cultivate emotional wisdom are able to do those kinds of things because we can take that breath, right? And we're less likely to react defensively. And then respond in ways that are helpful and healing. Let me see if I want to share this with you. This is from A Course in Miracles. What could you want that forgiveness cannot give? Do you want peace? Forgiveness offers it. Do you want happiness, a quiet mind, a certainty of purpose, and a sense of worth and beauty that transcends the world? Do you want care and safety and the warmth of sure protection always? Do you want a quietness that cannot be disturbed, a gentleness that never can be hurt, a deep abiding comfort, and a rest so perfect it can never be upset? All this forgiveness offers you and more. You know, forgiveness seems really hard sometimes, but it offers so much freedom. So much freedom. So as you move into this week, I invite you to reflect on this week's teaching. I really invite you to get the book, to rewatch this lesson, re-listen to this lesson, put some of these, there's a whole lot more exercises in the book. Put these exercises into practice and cultivate these lessons, cultivate emotional wisdom, and see what a difference it makes in your life. And if you do nothing else this week, when you get triggered, just be quiet. Just breathe and be quiet. I see somebody rolling their eyes in the room. Just be quiet and take some deep breaths and come back when you're not as triggered. And finally, please join me in offering the benefits of this teaching for the welfare and awakening of all beings. Namaste. And here are the ways that you can bless Unity of Stuart and this work and this raising the vibration of the planet that we do one person at a time in this room. Because I guarantee you, if you go home and you use one of these practices that you have heard about here today, even if you knew it already, if you use it, you are raising the vibration of the people in your orbit, and they in turn will begin to raise the vibration and onward and onward and onward. It is a ripple effect. Thank you to our consistent givers. Thank you to everyone who gives of their time, their talent, and their treasure to Unity of Stuart. I hope you feel the impact that you have. And so join me in blessing the offering, knowing these gifts help to transform the world. Let's affirm our prosperity prayer and then our love offering blessing together. In a universe overflowing with the allness of God, all of the needs of Unity of Stuart and those we serve are instantly, constantly, and bountifully met. From every direction, known and unknown, expected and unexpected, our abundant good comes to us now. We are grateful. Amen. And our love offering blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give and receive always in love. Let's sing about it. 2. right. We could do that. Yay for gratitude. Yay for creating a life of prayer. That's a workshop coming up on Sunday, September 3rd. That's 2 Sundays from now, 12:30 to 2:30. And that is with me, obviously. And so please sign up on the information table if you're going to join us for that. It's a $15 donation. No one is turned away. Give what you can. And there'll be some materials that I hand out. So please sign up if you're going to be on that. If you're online, that is an in-person only a workshop. So if you'd like to come in, please, there is a link on the website for that under events. And you can sign up that way so I'll know you're coming. Alternatively, you can email me at revjudenning@gmail, and I will sign you up myself. And here's some exciting news. We are having a town hall meeting this coming Sunday, August 27th at 12:15-ish after the service. There will be a pancake breakfast. You'll hear more about that on August 27th to benefit the Youth and Family Ministry. And so let me tell you what this town hall meeting is about. The board has been working on this for a few months now. And if you're a voting member, you have already gotten this email. We are looking to sell a piece of our property. And I'll tell you why, and there is going to, I don't know if it's out there already. May, if you can hear my voice, it's time to put out those letters that will have all the details about that. This will be in the letter as well. What you don't know or may not know is we have been consistently running in the red more often than not for many years. And it has gotten even more so through the pandemic and after the pandemic. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for the loans we got during the pandemic, and then we liquidated our stock portfolio after the pandemic, we may not have open doors right now. And what's happening now is that the cushion is mostly gone. The stock portfolio was about $40,000. We had some savings. We still have a little bit of savings. I can't even tell you how much because we go into them very regularly, but it's definitely under $10,000. And so we are rapidly running out of money. And you can see we used to have about 120 people in here on Sundays and donating, and now we have somewhere between 60 and 80 people. So we are looking at a possible land sale of about 3/4 of an acre between the meditation garden and the dog park. That's all I'm going to say about it. There is a letter out there for those of you that want it. That'll give you a little bit more detail, but I gave you the highlights. Let me give you the biggest highlight. We have been coached by a long-time real estate realtor in Stuart, 30 years or more, to put it on the market for $750,000. So that's a lot of money. And we would invest some of that, pay off our mortgage, and then invest some of that. So there'll be a town hall meeting for any question. Everybody's welcome for any questions. That's next Sunday. And then on October 1st, which is essentially a month from there, it seems like far away, but it's not, we will have a vote for the membership. And so there you have it. So bring your questions next week. We will have a plot, whatever you call it, of the property and what it looks like at the part we're selling, where the meditation garden is. I think we're going to have it staked off back there. We'll do our best. And yeah, so there you have it. All right, everybody all right? Take a deep breath. All right, let's welcome our kids. Please stand. You could sit. I did put deodorant on this morning. I absolutely did. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Come along. Come along, my loves. Come along. Come along. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I'm happy now. And Michael? All right. Hi. How's it going? All right. What's up? What's up? Anybody? What the, oh, wait, what did we do? It's only been a minute. You got anything to say? No? No? Anybody? Okay. Say your name.
So today.
What's your name, honey?
Oh, Beatrice.
Beatrice.
So today we did. This is, for example, this is. I forgot your name.
Is that a
I'm
meditation?
sorry.
Is that a meditation jar?
This is skies. Yeah, skies. So today, what we did kind of like an experiment. So first we got a water bottle and we drank like a little bit of it, not halfway, but like 2 lines. You see like the lines? Yeah, like right there. And then we put glue in. And after that, we just put like a bunch of glitter in there. And mine looks like a little different because I added like too much glitter. Yeah.
All right, so, wait, Beatrice, what's the point?
Well, Clara, what was the point?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either, Clara.
All right, does anybody else know? Does anybody, wait, I think yeah, you?
And
You
then-
ready?
Oh, and then
No?
after we did a meditation
Okay.
with them. Oh, can I see yours? Because it's more of a
What's
better
your name, sweetie?
example.
Tyler,
This is
okay, this is
her.
Tyler's, okay.
This is Tyler's. This is what usually it would look like. So Miss Jen told us that we could have like an open. Where did I get that from? We could have like a meditation, or we wouldn't close our eyes or anything. We would just look at the jar somewhere, and we just like look at it for 5 minutes. So yeah, it was a good. It was
Okay,
good,
so
yeah.
can I just jump in here for a second, Beatrice?
Yes.
Is there anything in there about waiting for all the glitter to settle and then meditation is done?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's what I was trying to get to. All right, so you shake, so before you start meditating, you shake the bottle,
Yes.
right, and then you
look at it.
and you look at it
You
and just
look
pay
at-
attention.
Oh, and Miss Jen said, look at all the glitter.
Yeah.
Now think. All this glitter can be all your thoughts rushing in your brain.
And then,
yeah, that's what she
and then it
said.
settles, and then your mind is clear.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
clear. There you go.
All right, let's give this to
And
Miss.
that
Let's
was
give
it.
this to Miss Jen. Pancakes.
Pancakes! Woo! Not today. Next week. Come back, and we will fill the sanctuary with yummy smells and then fill your tummy with yummy food. Please join us.
All right, and that's a $10 suggested love offering once again. Nobody turned away, and it's perfect timing before our town hall meeting. Okay, let us bless our kiddos in song.
3, 4.
And let us close with the prayer for protection and the peace song. Together, the light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is. I am divine. Let's sing about it.
God as free.
All